Nynja's real-time collaboration and messaging module is world-class because it offers the convenience of a cloud-based system with the security that meets industry standards like HIPAA and SOC 2. When I say the convenience of a cloud-based system, what I mean is that I can be logged in on many devices together and everything will stay in sync. For example, now I'm using Nynja installed on my Mac, but my iPhone and my iPad are synced. And we have Windows and Android and web too. We work across all platforms. Security-wise, you can't get your password hacked because we don't use passwords. When you log on, we send a code to your phone or your email, and it's your choice. So let me show you around. So on the left side, you have your different views that you can see your messages by. I particularly like the timeline view. It's chronological order, shows today, yesterday, the day before, etc. You can just click in right into any message from there. And there are other views. For example, I can just have all my individual chats one by one in a list, or I can see all my group chats with other people in a list. So whether you're looking at the timeline view or the all view or individuals or groups or starred, which I'll get into in a minute, you can see your messages in a variety of different ways to make it as easy as possible. While we're on the topic of starred messages are really great if you need to go back to something, almost like a task list. So for example, let's say I'm in a chat with Chad, and I need to remind myself to take care of a task. For example, can you please send me the link to the rubric? So in this case, I can just say star, and by starring it, it now shows in my starred messages. So now I can easily go back to that. I say, oh, I starred this message from Chad and also these other messages from my other chats, and I can go back to any of them to that exact message so that I can continue processing it just like a task list would do. So here I am in a chat with Verna, and let me just show you some of the features you can use. Here's the text box. So if you want to just write a message, for example, hello world, I can do that. I can hit the enter key, or you can see here I can hit the send button with my mouse. Both work fine. I can also leave a voice message. So for example, now I am recording my voice, and this is how you leave a voice note for somebody. So now I'll hit the stop button, and I can play it if I want to hear it, make sure everything's okay. So for example, so you can see that. If I am not satisfied, I can delete the voice message, or once I'm done, I can send it. So now Verna will receive a voice message, and when she receives it, she can listen to it. So for example, she can download it into an MP3 file, or she can even transcribe it so that she can see what the text is without having to listen to the message. So these are all very simple, easy to use ways of sending messages. Another great feature is our scheduled message feature. So hello for tomorrow, happy birthday. So let's say it's Verna's birthday tomorrow, and I can schedule this message, and I can say I want to send it to her on Thursday. 12:23 is a little early. Let's make it 1 p.m. after lunch. We'll surprise her with a birthday message. So I can do that, and also in case she's in a different time zone, I can also make sure I'm setting at an appropriate time. So now I go ahead and save. You can see message scheduled. And now here on the left side, one of the views is scheduled messages. So I can see that tomorrow, March 4th, Verna will receive this happy birthday message. And I can edit it, or I can delete it if I don't need it anymore. So if you're like me and you work across different countries and cultures and languages, you'll find Nynja really convenient because we've built a lot of what Google Translate can do into Nynja, so you don't need to hop back and forth between platforms. So let me show you how some of the settings work. For example, here's my chat with Verna, and I can just click in the top and go here to language settings. There's all manners of settings here, but the ones that I think are the most important is I like to automatically translate incoming text messages if they're not in the same language as I'm using. If I know that Verna speaks a certain language, for example, in this case, I know she speaks Chinese, I can set that so that it'll automatically send the translated messages to her in Chinese. And I can set to do that automatically. This way, I don't need to worry about what settings she has on her side. I just know that I'm pushing directly her own language to her in the messages I send. As well, you can see here there's auto translate for voice messages, which I'm going to show you how that works in a bit as well. So, Verna, would you mind just saying something in Chinese so that we can show how the transcription and translation works?
明天你几点钟有空？可以去星巴克开会吗？
And now, when I receive the message, I'm going to be able to listen to it in Chinese, I'm going to see the transcription in Chinese characters, and I'm going to see it automatically translated into English. And now let's say, for example, I wanted to see what this said in Spanish. I could translate to another language, for example, Spanish. And now the language is Spanish instead of English. So it's really flexible. And then when I want to send a message back to Vern, for example, yes, tomorrow is perfect. When I hit send, it will automatically be translated into Chinese, and she will receive both the English and the Chinese. So for sure, there will be no problem with communication. Let me show you more of the Nynja features that are available within a chat by clicking on the plus button, which opens up the menu of available options, and use the camera. Now, before, we only had the ability to send a photo. Now we also have the ability to send video. So, for example, here I can start recording the video, and let's say I'm introducing a product. For example, I've got my Trader Joe's coconut strips here, lightly sweetened. They're very delicious, and it's just great. Like if you're working with your suppliers and you need to, demo things or point out various aspects of a product. It's just a convenient way to do that quickly. When your recording is done, you can just hit stop recording, and you can go ahead and add a caption. For example, Trader Joe's coconut strips intro. And I can re-record it or cancel if I need to, but when I'm done, I'll just hit send. So now this video, in this case, I've put to my MeChat, which means that it's in my own cloud storage. I can also upload it to other chats, or I could right-click on here and I could forward it to send to additional people, and I can also download it if I just want a copy on my local outside of Nynja, and it'll save right here in the WebM format. In addition to using the camera, Nynja is also very convenient to send media and files. In particular, we've tested over 3-4 gigabytes. You can send huge files on Nynja with captions if you wish. And the files upload very, very quickly, so it's an extremely effective way to send files. You can also, let's say, for example, you send a file either to yourself in MeChat or to someone in another chat. You can right-click and hit the share button. And from here, you can post this file to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, email, or even share it with a link. And sharing with a link is super useful because if somebody doesn't have Nynja, or even if they do, it's very easy just to paste them a direct link, which they can then click and download the file to their local computer, again, regardless of whether or not they have Nynja themselves. And one of the other things I'd like to just show you real quick is how we create a secure environment where it's not really possible for people to communicate with you unless you have actively engaged and accepted their invitation. So for example, in this case, I'm in a group and I can click on JR, and you can see because JR and I are already connected, I can just click in to send a message and do so. However, let's say I'm in the same group, and for example, there are people who are not in my contact list. For example, this person here. So I can introduce myself. Hi, this is Marshall, and send a request. So now they'll get a notification indicating that I would like to communicate with them directly. So this way, it's very secure, and you don't get any spam, and you don't need to share your phone number or personal contact information. And so you can see there's a tremendous amount of functionality that altogether makes up the Nynja platform, and that includes these instant messaging and collaboration features, as well as some other features like our cloud storage and our voice and video calling and screen share, which we also discuss in other videos. So thank you again for having a look at the Nynja platform, which is really an end-to-end productivity tool for your organization.